I felt like it was fairly smooth. It was one of those rounds where it was a long one. You kind of just got to enjoy the company on your card and just keep going shot for shot. I would say today there were some shots I got fairly lucky, but it was one of those, I'll take it at this type of course. I think my scramble was solid today. Putting felt great, so that was good. 17, I had a good par save from maybe like 40 feet, so that felt nice to come into 18. I think just stay consistent, try to stay clean again, just get my birdies when I can, try not to force anything. Especially at this type of course, one bad kick, it's a big number. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised. My practice round didn't feel too good, but now knowing that I could play well here, it's a bit of a goal of mine to maybe beat the score. I threw quite a bit of sidearms during this round and I felt like it made my backhand a little cold and I couldn't really get off the tee as clean as I'd like. So I felt like the back nine, I kind of scrambled more than the front nine. Lately, every time me and Alexis play together, one of us plays bad and that one has been me for the last 2 times. So hopefully I can kind of just keep my head down and just keep playing well.
It's monumental. I took 3 weeks off during the Europe swing and, during that time a lot of things were up in the air about whether we were going to be playing and where we were going to be playing. So it was nice to come out here and my sidearm felt really good, my backhand felt good, my putting felt on. I'm just very excited that it went the way it did. I think just being on tour for a long time, playing these courses a lot, having a lot of injuries, getting older, you kind of start to doubt yourself. So it's nice to remind myself that I can do something cool out there and that I do have all the shots and I can string them together. So it was a nice reminder and I don't really care what happens the rest of the weekend because today ruled.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the LWS Open at Idlewild, presented by Dynamic Disc and the Natty. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Are you all as excited as I am to watch Madison as she commentates on herself? What a treat.
It always goes really well when I have to do these things.
Don't spoil it. We don't know.
It was a weird day. We had some rain delays early. Tee off, the latest tee off was at 10 a.m. and we got pushed all the way back to 12:40. So 2.5 hours. There she is.
There she is.
Who is she? She's second place Circle 1 in regulation, third place in fairway hits, and first place in Circle 2
all
putting.
Right, 1, 2, 3, baby. Valerie Mandujano, she's landing in the circle 39% of the time. She's first in Circle 2 putting at 100%. That's nuts.
That is nuts.
And scrambling 50% of the time.
Super excited to play with both Mandujanos. I absolutely love playing with them. They're so fun to watch. Look, at first place in scramble percentage. She's getting out of trouble when she has to, making a lot of Circle 1 putts, and 10th place in parked percentage.
Cadence Burge, new face to tour. It'll be fun to see her play. She is first in Circle 1X putting, hitting all of them, folks. She's landing in the Circle 2 50% of the time. She's fifth there and hitting the fairway 77% of the time.
She's a former junior champion, world champ. So
is Alexis, actually.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so hole 1 is kind of a must get. It's a par 4, 638 feet. There is out of bounds along the right side, and it kind of wraps around the back of the basket, and the elevated pin is kind of right before a hillside, so you have to be careful putting. You just want to throw your drive as far as you can, and then usually it's a backhand hyzer, though there is a sidearm line in between the tree as well if you get too far left off the tee. I guess there's OB on both sides.
We had a little bit of a tailwind, but nothing too much to worry about.
I'm going to be like a proud auntie all day and just brag about Madison, who shot 1,008 rated round yesterday.
Carry over from yesterday, proud dad. I mean, auntie.
Yeah, I thought auntie was more normal.
So I was trying to go.
Boy.
I was trying to go huge here, and instead I grip locked. It is safe over there. The out of bounds doesn't start till a little bit further down the fairway in the tall grass, but I did go huge.
Yeah, you did.
Next to tee, from San Antonio, Texas, Valerie Mandujano.
So great to see Valerie back after struggling with an ankle injury in the middle of the season.
So this is after our second warm-up. We've spent 2.5 hours just chilling in the cars or a restaurant or wherever you felt you had time to chill. Coming back and warming up again.
Yeah, it's too bad you didn't get a sleep in for your 12:40 tee time. That was a solid drive from Val.
I was talking to Alexis and Val. We were all three saying how we weren't really like that nervous for the first tee time because it got called right before we were going to tee off. But for this second one, we were all three so nervous.
That's so funny. Just a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, the storm iced us out for sure.
And so Alexis got her FA1 world title, which is advanced women, in Charlotte in 2018.
And rounding out our 1240 card, from Huntsville, Alabama, Cadence Burge.
And Cadence got her FA1 title last year in Evansville, Indiana. She's from Alabama, so very comfortable with woods golf. She's a really confident putter, kind of an interesting hyzer-ish putt. And her hair is so long. Wow.
Mm-hmm. She early released this one. She said oof right after she threw it, but it checked up before it got to the OB line. There's more room over there than I thought.
Yeah, it's not too bad over there. I think it's a little easier from the right, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just this one tree, fairway tree, is right in the way, and you either have to split the trees here or go out and around like Cadence chooses to do.
Yeah, because the OB line does pinch as you get towards the basket, so it's a little sketchy to go up that middle route through the trees. She finds the classic guardian tree on the green.
How is Valerie wearing tights? It might look gorgeous, but it is 90 degrees and 100% humidity right now.
Brutal. I'm from Florida. I don't complain about heat. All day I was wiping my face off just dying. She said that she doesn't like to wear rain pants over shorts, and we were all worried about it raining again.
Right.
And so she was prepared for in case it rained, and she regretted it immediately.
I bet she did.
Yes.
Alexis does catch a couple branches, but she will have a birdie putt. Here's little Madison Walker face.
A little worm in the grass.
I really want to go back to that view.
I had a wide open shot here. It was great. I got far enough that there was
did get
nothing
far.
in the way.
Oh,
And it was just a standstill sidearm.
look at you. This is such an awkward putt. Usually the best way to attack the pin here is, oh, she's not going to do it,
Yeah.
from a knee and kind of a nose up floaty putt, but it's risky.
Yeah, she was far enough back that I think even from a knee she had nothing.
Valerie coming back at it. Rollaways, definitely a possibility if you hit low.
Lots of chains, and it was pretty close to center, but just skated off that rim.
Alexis demonstrating her flexibility and balance. Wow. Wow. Double wow. Okay.
The hip flexors are on point.
Yeah. Ah, look at you.
Yeah. I was so nervous. I mean, like, unreal nervous.
Yeah, you don't really get nervous
I know.
much.
I know.
So
Bizarre.
that's funny.
I don't know what was happening, but also I never get hole one on
Yeah,
this
right?
course
And
historically.
it is just a must get.
Yeah, and I got it yesterday and today, so I was like, oh, who am I? I'm a different human. 28% of the field getting this one. Was one of the 3 easiest holes of the day, even as hole 1. And the slow-mo fist bumps begin.
Madison still leading the way after 1 hole. Congrats.
Still
I'll chill
funny.
out. I'll
It's still
chill out.
funny every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Hole 2, 509 feet. This tee shot sets up for a distant sidearm or a turnover backhand. Ideally, you want to land somewhere past this gravelly area. The further down you are, the more sketchy this approach is. You have to throw over these bushes and carry the water to this newly short pin this year. It is on a steeply sloped green with out of bounds all the way around. You can very easily roll to that out of bounds, so you got to be really careful with your approach shots.
Backhand. Aggressive play?
Yeah. Only aggressive, always.
The
No wind.
The 3 women on my card threw backhands on every single classic sidearm shot, and they were really making me rethink things because they were often in better spots than I was.
It does help sometimes. I unfortunately land right in that ditch.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot, but you probably can't go. Well, you probably could, but it'd be risky to go for it.
We'll
Alexis with the forehand, hopefully past that little gravel patch that really just collects discs. Super strange footing.
Really nice backhand from Valerie. Look at this.
Oh, pretty.
All the way up to the flat. It was so good.
And she's in a good spot. As you said, if you land to a little more to the right side of the fairway, it opens up the second shot nicely. There's that one bush right in the way.
Cadence with a really smooth backhand as well. She landed just past the ditch. in the grass.
Oh, awkward. Pitch
Yeah.
up.
Stand still. No, I said,
No.
I'll go for it.
Oh,
I think
baby.
I can do it.
Oh, great layup.
Most aggressive layup ever.
Yeah, just going to bounce it right off that hill.
It hit the ground going so fast.
So the pin is right by that tree that's in the left side of the frame. Most women going to do what Alexis is doing here and hang it out wide to the right. She'll have a
Super
dangerous, circle 2 look.
Cadence with an uphill run up and that tree in her backhand.
You know how old Cadence is?
I don't.
She can't be more than actually she told me once. I played with her in Indiana and I think she said 19.
I was guessing teen.
Valerie with it. About as good of a look at it as you're going to get on this hole. Swings it out wide. And in the circle barely. I'm not sure if that tree is going to be in her way. So hard to land it close to the pin on this one. It's because, how far is it to the water? 25 feet?
Yeah.
Tops?
Yeah. It might be less.
Yeah, I think it might be less too.
It's just so steep uphill. It feels like a long putt.
Madison just going to... I was going to say park it, but you're close.
I thought it was parked.
Yeah. So that was really fun when you walked up to it.
Oh yeah, really fun. Alexis choosing just to lay up here. Mad respect. That's a hard putt to run.
I have been corrected. Cadence is 16, and I have a terrible memory. Wow, 16.
Wow.
How does it feel to be
Well, when you
more than twice her age?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we don't have to
I
talk
had to
about
do. Let's watch this slow mess. Just kidding. What a putt.
Yeah, every time we get to the next tee pad, she'd always get the shady spot, and I'm like, okay, respect your elders, ma'am. I can't get there that fast. A little nervy, just a little bit low, but a good miss on hole 2.
Good hair flip, too. Why isn't the camera pointing up more and we just see your face? All right, you really splashed it in there.
I will never complain about veterans baskets again. That was the best catch of my life. That camera angle actually makes it look a lot better than it was. It was a
Wow.
terrible putt.
Okay.
Thank you to that basket.
Valerie with a birdie and 3 pars on the card.
Played a little bit harder than it did yesterday. Only 16% of the field getting hole 2, and that hole has teeth.
Overall, the course played a little bit harder. The tee pads are super slick from the rain, as well as just the fairway was muddy. Hole 3 is a par 4, 656 feet. This is the wide route. You can also take an inside route, backhand or forehand work. Backhand rollers, the hyper aggressive play to maybe birdie it. We don't see a lot of birdies. You want to wrap the corner on the second shot. There is a mandatory to the far right you have to make. That really only comes into play if you take this really sneaky route off to the right on your second shot. The basket is perched on a hillside, as they all tend to be out here at Idlewild. We have not seen a birdie on this hole yet.
No, this played as the 4th most difficult hole of the day, and that is because of a lack of birdies.
This is beautiful.
Multiple people on my card came close, though, today. Valerie absolutely smushed this tee shot. It went so far straight to the point where she almost had about 450 feet to come back uphill.
What are you throwing?
I threw my signature disc, which is a Madison Walker Neutron Rhythm.
The clocker.
Yep, the clocker. This is the newest run, a little flippier than the first run. Love it. Throw it all the time now, forehand and backhand.
Great shot.
Alexis early releases, gets lucky through the tree, but catches some branches, and it forces the disc really straight, but
Is that OB?
it's safe.
Huh.
The OB line is super friendly. It runs all the way
Weird.
down that tree line and then cuts towards the lake.
It's
So-
crazy because that would be OB for the old hole.
Yep.
But now it's in bounds.
Uh-huh.
Been in that creek more times than I can count. Cadence. Ooh, nice little hyzer flip right at that tree and get some great distance. That was her Neo Origin. Oh,
So
Matrix.
Alexis is so far from the basket and so steeply uphill here, but she absolutely crushes this disc.
yeah, she does. Great shot. How far do you think she is from the pin there?
Oh, 250.
Okay, I think that's sounds about right.
She got it way up the hill with a really great shot from where she was.
Yeah, Cadence has a pretty open look. She's not trying to get too aggressive, just trying to get center cut on the kind of the secondary fairway. It's basically a U, this hole.
I actually had a wide
Wow.
open shot, and I was like, I'm going to go for this. So
Yeah, you are.
I sent it, but I didn't quite give it the turn it needs.
What a drive, dang.
Threw it right at the moving car. But yeah, it was I couldn't believe I had a look.
We'll see someone birdie this at some point. We gotta. Valerie, maybe overturning it just a little bit.
Alexis is third, just a chip shot.
Nice.
In the wood chips.
Valerie opting for the backhand here. Probably only like 175, 200.
On a rope.
Yeah.
Cadence is third.
Early releases it. That's going to be a tough putt. Does she even have a look?
Yeah, she's right in that patch of trees.
I don't remember. Does she throw many forehands? I remember
I saw her throw a few today, but definitely
backhand
backhand.
dominant.
Yeah. No rollaways on this one.
Yeah, parked. Ooh.
Yeah.
Cadence. Okay, she has a gap. What?
Yeah. It's so hard not to spoil because I like know what's gonna happen. So it's like,
Look at how
does she have a
tiny
putt?
that gap is.
I know it was an unreal putt. She did
It was
not.
like 1 inch on either side of that disc.
I don't know if it's her boyfriend, but her caddy. She drops his umbrella. He's like, "Oh my god, no one saw this coming."
I want a freeze frame of the disc in between the tree and like a measurement of how far that's crazy.
It was like 14 inches.
Crazy. Also some good pars, but less fireworks overall. That was crazy.
And a round of pars on the card is a good way to go.
Yeah, it is.
49% of the field taking birdies, 51 taking bogey or worse. No birdies on hole 3 for the second day in a row.
Curse you, hole 3. Like, that was dumb, but cool.
Me and Alexis and Valerie thought she was going to lay it up, and then ching. Hole 4, a water carry. Only about 200 feet, so not something you're really thinking about. You don't want to turn it over right into those bushes, something out in the middle. Most people are going to lay up to this little area in the trees. Don't go too far because you could roll down the hill. Your third shot is a water carry again to this wide open green. No out of bounds except for way on the left-hand side, but you can go deep with no problem at all. This is a birdie that everyone's trying to get. It's a pretty soft par 5, and par doesn't feel great here.
Yeah, but just like every hole out here, it has teeth. If you mess up the second layup, there are some really tiny gaps to go across.
Definitely.
Valerie with a great shot. That kind of strange little wooden post with a tutu or whatever that is, little umbrella looking thing, is kind of the mark of a decent drive. You want to get at least that far.
It's definitely a tutu.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the right word, but you get it.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
I think it's a thing to protect squirrels from climbing up the pole and going into the birdhouse.
Okay. Well, Madison gets right next to the squirrel protector.
There's no succinct way to say that.
I guess it's a bird protector.
Yeah.
Alexis with an ESP Scorch. And Discmania has some crazy names. This is an active premium mentor from Cadence.
Sounds like will she be throwing the professor on this
Right.
second shot?
Right.
It goes backhand at this approach. Most people are throwing little chip sidearms, but
I like the backhand, actually. I think that there are more gaps on the left than the right to get across. Either works.
Yeah, I was the farthest I've ever been here, so tried to take some off. Didn't quite get into the gap as far as I wanted to, but center cut.
Yeah. Framed up. Isn't that funny when you are so far and
What do
you've
I
never
do?
practiced it? Because, yeah, you're like, it's like a jump putt almost.
Yeah.
Alexis laying up with a backhand. And this is why I like it. It, usually fades right in, and she's in the perfect spot.
Right on the edge of the hill.
And there are some women that go for this. I know Ella does. I believe Holland usually tries to. I'm not sure who else, but
It's a decision you make on the tee because it really is going to depict how far you're trying to bite off from there. Little sidearm to the green.
what you throwing?
Threw my Neutron Tesla a little low. Overstable fairway driver.
You got to remember to say what they are, because and I don't.
Oh, yeah. Cadence early releases, but hits a tree that redirects the disc onto the green.
Okay.
It was
Tight. Little reaction.
it was so crazy.
Smooth forehand from Valerie. Puts it to about 22 feet. Alexis with a zone approach or a zone run. No, it's an approach. Great shot.
Wow, the scores are almost exactly the same as yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
47% of the field birdieing both days.
Cadence looking a little nervy on the green.
Yeah, a
It's
little
not
bit.
quite fully committed.
But she'll have a pretty redeemable par.
Valerie low right.
This basket has a shield on it. Can Alexis defeat it? Oh, yeah. Only birdie on the lead card, which is very surprising when 50% of the field is birdieing this one.
Yeah, just got to make those putts.
And it was stifling on the screen.
Yeah. Anything in the sun was,
It was,
I think Rebecca Cox called it just a hot, moist oven out there.
yes, it was like being, not like a sauna, because I feel like even those are drier than what we were experiencing
100%
today.
humidity, baby.
Yeah.
Alexis getting the only birdie on the card. Her and Valerie tied at 6 down behind Madison Walker at 7 still. Macy Valadia's 3 down through 5. What a great start. Wait, that's 1 down. Dang it.
And Lucky 4 down. Oh.
Yeah, I did it. We both
We
did
both
it.
did it.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry. Ignore us. Hole 5 is a par 3. It's 334 feet. Pretty high risk reward on this one. OB water line to the left. OB sidewalk on the right that comes into play. It's typically a headwind on this hole, so it's really tough to get it all the way to the pin. And if you do, you're still putting in an elevated basket that's 15 feet from the water and sloped towards it.
The wind was dead calm today on this one, which was so
Yeah.
weird.
I think I liked Owen's play yesterday. She went flex sidearm, and I saw Sarah Hokum get to just outside the circle with the flex sidearm. The backhand definitely brings in a lot of danger.
Yeah, right before this tee shot, when we were taking scores, I was like, I still can't figure out this freaking hole. And then Alexis goes up and just like puts it almost inside the circle. Valerie steps
What
up.
a chess move.
Yeah, Valerie steps up, throws another perfect line.
Knight to E4.
Look, they both were like, "Oh wait, this hole's
Oh,
hard."
this hole? Yeah, they're still in circle 2 though, right? They didn't
Yeah.
get inside the circle. I mean, they're great shots.
I mean, that's better than a lot of competitors
Yeah.
are doing.
It's just
Only 12% of the field gets to circle 1, and then I did this, and I was like, "Oh, it's easy."
Oh my god! Did you get past them?
Yeah.
Wow,
Just a wee bit.
you really set me up to think you were gonna fail on this hole.
And then after all that talk, Cadence steps up and throws another great shot as well. So 4 for 4 good ones on this hole.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to watch.
There's the wind.
There's the wind. It
Okay.
came out of nowhere.
Huh.
I guess that front pushed in.
I was gonna say the back 9 was pretty windy. I didn't know how windy it'd be for you guys on the
Yep.
start.
It was just stagnant on all the other holes, and then this breeze, and it was a warm breeze.
Yeah, very warm, blow dryery.
Cadence said that was actually supposed to be a layup.
Running it.
Not me, full Cindy's. Airball.
Okay, you stayed close though.
Yeah.
Like usually your full sends kind of just blast right by the
It
basket.
was so windy. I was trying to do a little floaty one in there, but look at my umbrella trying to blow away. You can't really float one when it's that windy. I was like, oh, my putter's hyzer flip.
Sweet. It's so weird that I played this hole probably 4.5 hours before you did.
Yeah, it's bizarre. There's 3 birdies on the day. Missy Gannon, Ella Hansen, and Ashley Bowman. What a good 2 to get. It looks like 2 of those were circle 2 putts. Must have been pre-wind. Or they're crazy.
Oh, it's easy.
Come on.
Come on. Okay, Lucky is 2 down through 6. Ella Hansen's 3 down through 8. Those
Ooh.
are real correct numbers for you guys, just for you.
Hole 6, new tee pad. We usually tee off from right here. We're pulled back a lot, 555 feet. Makes the hole a lot more fun, in my opinion, though, making it a par 4. That creek on the left side is out of bounds. You want to throw a big turnover or a forehand out into the middle. Your second shot needs to go into these trees and land somewhere around here, hopefully giving yourself a putt. This creek that wraps around the basket's also out of bounds, so if you're going to try to approach the green, you got to come in softly. It's made of an artificial turf. It's very slippery, so you can get big skips if you don't land softly. I like the sidearm play here. There was a ton of wind, though. It was a left to right cross / headwind. Alexis doesn't quite get all the way to the creek, even though she has turned it pretty far straight. She'll be in kind of a weird spot. Once you get on that left side, it's very difficult to get even close to the green.
Yeah, I actually, even if you go really far to the right, you can usually throw a sidearm past the gap and still get the par.
Yeah, right is definitely the way to err.
It's a great shot from Valerie. This backhand terrifies me. I'll go sidearm all day.
I think I will tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
The wind dies.
Self-spoiler.
The wind dies, right?
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, Madison.
It just went flat
Ooh.
calm. And I tried to get it all the way on the fairway of the last hole. It kicks down, but pretty far backwards, so it crossed but in front of where my disc actually landed.
Yeah, sidearm's great. I said, even if you get on the right, as long as you're past the Mando, it's all safe over there.
Yeah, my sidearm was feeling pretty noodly during the practice round, so backhand was it. But sidearm is the way, I agree. Cadence from a little short, but super safe.
So you can go to the right or the left of that tree. The backhand brings in the OB a little bit more into play. That was probably a good tree hit. And she'll even have a long circle 2-bid. Cadence with some classic teenage response.
She kept being upset when she was hitting trees, and I'm like, girl, that
Sign
helped
a
you a
wild
lot.
dog. Yeah.
And that helped you a lot.
It did help me.
Alexis, unfortunately, turns one. Here I am making really poor decisions.
Oh, you're on roller over the creek? Madison!
There's some good luck for me.
I'm a stressed out auntie.
I bounced from in the creek to safe on the other side.
Roller over the creek? In the creek?
I went forward about 25 feet.
Oh my God. Alexis with a beautiful upshot. It's
That
tough.
was Valerie, and it was beautiful.
Did I not say? Oh. Okay, well, they should wear different colors.
Yeah, I know,
obviously.
they're matching.
I know.
Same hat, same shirt. Alexis with a now beautiful approach. She'll be in circle 2.
Yeah, that creek is obviously OB, so you really want to control your speed on the approach. It's very easy to skip out of bounds.
I had nothing really to work with here.
You're not going roller?
This is kind of a Hail Mary. I thought about it.
Did you?
Yeah. So
That's a pretty good shot from there.
Yeah, just decided to try to get to circle 2. Not be too aggressive. I'm already in bogey land. Cadence running this for her birdie.
Respect the effort. I can't with her reactions. Okay. Bogey save from, what do you think, 55?
Ish.
Huh? All right. What a hole that was. What a wild journey you took us all on.
Ooh, a slow mez.
Heck
Yay.
yes.
Oh, a little standstill putt from circle 2.
Boom.
That one felt great. Didn't take a whole lot of bogeys yesterday, so
I like
might
this.
as well do it in style today.
Sure. Plus slow motion claw. Who doesn't love that?
Valerie for her birdie. I'm about 45.
You probably intimidated her with your putt.
I definitely big putted her.
No, that's a good effort. These are long putts. Alexis trying to save her bogey also. Man, none of you guys jump? So strong. Cadence sneaks in a putt on the left side.
Par's great on this hole. Only 12% of the field birding it. That's only 5 on the day. Oh, Danny Clyden birdieing it 2 days in a row. Heck yeah.
Dang, that's awesome.
Alexis, unfortunately, going to deal with a double bogey. We've said it a bunch of times. I'll say it again. Yes.
Save the caterpillar. Oh, you don't fist bump lightly. You liked it.
Me using all the energy I have left to run off the green.
Valerie gonna catch you with that one. Hole 7, narrow gap off the tee. You're throwing over this out of bounds area. There's a drop zone if you don't make it in bounds, and then you're going sharply up this hill. A couple of very narrow gaps. It's very steeply uphill. It's only 400 feet, so if you land in, the good landing zone, which is only, I don't know, 25 feet maybe, you can definitely attack, but it's still tough.
Yeah,
even though it's only 400.
You kind of want to throw something that bites at the end. You can see right here, it just gets some stability or overstability right at the very end of the flight, and that puts you in pretty much a perfect spot. But if you could put a little bit more height on it, it is ideal. Kind of carry up the hill a little more.
With the sidearm, I think is the better play because finishing more right definitely is the ideal shot. Cadence gets up the hill fine, but from there it's like a hyzer skip shot maybe to get to the pin.
Yep, it's hard to get that final little right turn with the backhand.
What are you slinging here?
This is again my Neutron Tesla. I love this disc, my overstable fairway driver. I throw it all over the place out here.
Great shot. This gap feels so good to hit.
Yes,
Like you get on the tee, yeah, you look at it, you're like, man, that's pretty small. Oh, Alexis with the tree love to the perfect spot.
Yes, she was due some. That last hole was brutal.
And look at this intimidating uphill shot. It's got to be nearly 200 feet.
And it kind of looks like she's throwing on flat ground, but it's so steep.
Very steep. The backhand, I like it a lot, but it's hard to do a full backhand run up. I think a standstill is better, but it takes a lot of power from a standstill, which Valerie has, obviously.
Oh, wow. This shot blew my mind. So good, so smooth. She's really good at that, like, really slow reach back and then somehow exploding with power.
This is such an awkward shot. Yeah, you really need to hyzer sharply, but Cadence gets another good little kick. Sidearm, I think, is a great way. The run-up is a little bit easier, but then, yeah, you got to do the little baby flex like that. That's great. Whoa. Was it good?
It was good.
It looked
I'm
great.
inside the circle. Alexis so close on her putts.
Cadence for a birdie. What is she, 45 feet?
A little further.
Ooh,
And
there it is.
Hyzer flips it in. It was crazy.
Hyzer flip. She's pure hyzer, wasn't it?
Look at it kind of flip up a little.
Hyzer.
Oh my god.
Pure hyzer. She's an interesting putting style. She comes way down and it's, has the motion of a push putt, but then has so much spin on it on that hyzer angle. That was a great putt.
I didn't want to get big putted here. So I snuck it in left side.
Sure you sure did. You just scamper off now.
Was very excited to follow up a bogey with a birdie. Feels good at Idlewild.
Yeah, I'm known for doing the opposite, so I always feel great when I do it in that order.
Just undo the magic you just made.
Yeah. Alexis with the only par. That's crazy. 3 birdies on that. So good.
30% of the field with birdies, 30 with bogeys.
You and Valerie tied at the top. You got 3-stroke lead on Lucky and Macy Valadias, who are 2 down on the round.
Oh, the par 5, hole 8, 576. You could just throw every shot 100 feet and get a par, but we don't. We try to go crazy
Go
out here.
nuts out here.
We really want this birdie. You want to throw a forehand turnover or a backhand off the tee. Your second shot, you just want to land more on the left side, ideally, somewhere in the flat. The further up the hill you go, the easier your shot is to this sloping green downhill from left to right. It's a really tight fairway, especially on that second shot. But if you go too deep, putting can be a little bit hairy. Lots of low-hanging tree branches and vines.
This is such a tough backhand, I think, to keep it inside enough. Valerie did a solid job there. She's going to be caught up a little on the right side, though.
It was so good. Looked so pretty. That last little tree kick got her. Cadence follows it up, pures it.
Nice. This is a Neo Instinct.
That shot is so hard.
And gets like another, she's getting some Idlewild love out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to kick 2 feet the other way and then all of a sudden you're scrambling. I love the sidearm play. You going flexi guy?
Yep.
Understable flexi guy?
Yep, I felt so good about it, and no one clapped. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, that's
I
solid.
wonder what happened.
I mean,
know.
you didn't go as far, but you're in a great landing
It was
zone, right?
wide open.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, what happened down there? The
I mean,
dread.
the other 2 before you, I guess, are much
good.
farther. And Alexis off to the right. You can see how tiny those gaps are.
I have a wide open shot. I'm very excited about this. I'm going to just throw a little flex forehand up to the hill. It was a very little flex forehand. Not a lot of distance here. But it was in the wide open.
Whoa.
Yes, it was so impressive. And it almost flipped up to flat too, or what? It almost stood all the way up. But unfortunately, it kind of curled over to the right. It stayed in the fairway, but she's tucked to the right-hand side. That thing almost went a mile into the gap. It was so good.
What an angle she put it on. Valerie, I think one of the best in the game at these patent pending shots.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be a little bit pinched right, but still able to attack for birdie from there.
Cadence able to get a full run up, dead center fairway. The dream on this hole.
Yeah, and I like that she's throwing, it looks like a pretty neutral mid-range. You really don't need to get super aggressive on the second shot. You just need to get to the top of that hill. You on baby flex again?
Yeah. I major regrets here because I should have dried off the disc that was on the ground. It was a little bit more overstable and I didn't feel like it. So I tried to throw something flippy, neutron rhythm that is a little flippier, and there she goes, not flexing.
I think we've all been guilty of that.
Mm-hmm. Everything's just so wet, and you're just like, I don't want to dry off discs anymore.
Yeah, that was a bad kick for Valerie.
Yeah, we were worried about it going OB, but it stayed safe. There is an out-of-bounds line over there.
All right, Alexis skibbles on up there.
Cadence way down the fairway, throwing her third shot to the green, hopefully. A little flex.
Yeah, her first item of the day was a little undercommitted. That was a little bit too committed. So next one's going to be just right.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie in a very strange spot, just trying to approach, get a par.
She was happy to just have a way to get out and not be out of bounds.
There's OB over there? Oh,
Yeah.
hole 1?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Running it? Soft run. Full run.
Again, kind of tried to baby this one in, though.
That's what I mean by soft run.
Yeah.
Like not your normal 1,000,000 mile per hour spin putt. Oh. Oh, Alexis.
Alexis full sends.
Yeah. Cadence for a last look at birdie for the card. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back-to-back slow mezzes?
And it was so fast. Like it was, she threw that thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. We all thought it was going to spit out the back. It stayed.
What an angle. Cool slow mezz.
Cadence is one of only 5 birdies on the day. That's less than I feel like we normally see.
I think that always happens. I think everyone's counting this as a birdie in their head, and then it's always like, dang, that hole can get you.
Yeah, yesterday there was only 6.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll see like 12.
I don't know.
This whole time I was like, don't. I doubled this one yesterday. I was like, don't bogey. You got this. Happy,
Yeah, that's a good putt from down there.
Happy with the par there for sure.
So much hair.
Really nice slow motions. Scores stay the same.
Wow, huge tie for third right now.
Cadence creeping up the scoreboard though with 2 birdies.
And wrapping it up with hole 9, it's par 3, 258 feet. Again, sidearm I think is the best play, but a backhand turnover can work with a slow speed putter or mid-range. Forehand, you see a lot of stable mid-ranges and maybe some fairway drivers. You just want to get out of the first gap. I mean, that's woods golf, right? Just hit the first one and then see what happens. You can see how this fairway kind of curves all the way left to right, just like exactly like a sidearm. This is the problem with the backhand, is those trees on the left just come into play so quick.
But she went straight through the V of the trees. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and she's actually in a decent spot. We saw, I think, Katrina land there yesterday, and it's pretty wide open.
Yeah, we were blown away with how far that disc went.
I like this shot here from Valerie. Gets kind of a strange skip.
Very weird skip. Super
Straight
high.
up.
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
be way out in circle 3.
1 foot higher, and that was perfect. So this dyed one is the Tesla, right?
Mm-hmm. Neutron Tesla. Full send.
Love it. Maybe 2 full? No.
Tickled some branches. but
Nice.
Checked me up nicely. Right outside the bullseye.
Great shot.
Alexis has such a smooth forehand.
She really does. That was her Raptor. Don't tell me she's going to ring this one up. That'd be nuts.
Look. It was
Okay.
so good.
All right.
I know. I thought it, from my angle, I thought it was in. I was like, no way. This is crazy.
And
Valerie running it hard.
yeah, and then you can see, again, all of these baskets are on hills, it feels like, out here. So definitely more of a comebacker than you would like.
Yeah, this was from about 28 feet.
I think Valerie challenges Paige Pierce for the comeback putt queen.
I just love how her and Alexis both are not scared to just run everything.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Great birdie from Alexis. She had that 1 double, but otherwise 3 birdies. And Madison Walker
Looked like it was going to shoot through out the back. I was a little nervous for a second.
shooting back up to solo first, baby. Two birdies and 2 pars is solid on hole 9.
Yep. Only 17% of the field getting that one. 7 competitors out of our 43. Is that right?
Yep. All right, Madison leading the way. Valerie solo second. Alexis solo third. Big tie for fourth. Cadence Burge in that tie. Missy Gannon, Lucky Lorenzen, and Macy Velody is also in there. Owen Scoggins 3 down for the round so far through 12. Not quite as hot of scores yesterday. Conditions were a little bit worse.
Yeah, it was so weird to play in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We're all like kind of used to the morning tea times, and here we are. It's 1 p.m. and maybe we haven't eaten since 8:30.
Yeah, and buckle up for that back 9.
Yeah, I know. That's where things get interesting. Thankfully, a lot of the people on the bottom half of the field were able to play a lot more holes in the morning. We got 9 more holes on the back. It only gets hotter and it gets a lot windier. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.